What's up, everybody? Today is the day for Season 5 of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. So you know what that means. It is Superstore Day. It is Weapon Nerf and Buff Day. It's an exciting day, as is every first day of every new season. A couple weeks and I usually get sick of this game, but that's besides the point. Before we go through all of this, of course, I will be live on Twitch this afternoon/evening, depending on where you're at. So if you want to see any weapons that were nerfed, buffed, you want to see how they play, you just want to see Superstore, whatever you want to see, let me know in chat, and I will be happy to indulge, but you got to make sure you're following first. And all my other socials are linked down there below as well. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. If you like shorter versions of the highlights of patch notes and stuff, TikTok and Instagram are the place to be. And of course, this will be linked down below if you want to check this out for yourself, as well as the roadmap they put out, the video that I did on the roadmap, and the multiplayer patch notes that came out today. We're not going to go over those because we're mainly a Warzone channel when it comes to Call of Duty. But without further ado, let's run through these patch notes. So, of course, Battle Pass stuff, blah, blah, blah. Customization, don't really care. Maps, we're getting Superstore. Superstore looks 99% the same, but you see that there's no office and outside walkway on this side of the building. And then when you look at the other view on the left, it looks like there's not as much roof out on this other side. But, hey, we're still getting Superstore, and as long as the inside layout feels mostly the same, I'm not going to complain. A little bit of an odd placement on the map, but I guess they fit it in where they could get it in. Let's see, new mode for Urzikstan is Superstore Resurgence, 28 player count, quads, match duration 10 minutes, on Superstore POI only. Our weekly playlist gives us quads Resurgence on Superstore, ranked play trios on Rebirth, plunder quads, battle royale for all sizes on Urzi. Resurgence has solos, duos, quads on Rebirth Island, and trios on map rotation. They're adding new Warzone rewards. Season 5 introduces new weapon camos, blueprints, and other cosmetic rewards, So through the already available Warzone reward system, we've added 16 new challenges divided into 4 categories. Combat expertise, focus on getting weapons and eliminations. Cooperation, communicate and help your squad. Mobility, get into the heat. Redacted, intentionally mysterious challenges. Earn the sports icon weapon blueprint by completing all challenges. I'm assuming that's the Bruin up top, which is a pretty meta looking build. I mean, it looks like you have the 60 round mag, you have the heavy underbarrel, the Bruin heavy, you have the Zem 35 compensator, and the Jack, not glassless, whatever the optic is. I'm on 4.5 hours of sleep, so I'm not even going to I'm not even going to waste time on that. For gameplay, all new maps and modes. Now, for all maps and modes, we're now getting the redeploy drone beacon. As I mentioned in my roadmap video, it's essentially the portable redeploy balloon, but new. They said veterans may remember that what we used to call the portable redeploy balloon. It has returned with a fresh coat of paint and added functionalities. Use the redeploy drone beacon to call a redeploy drone whenever or wherever you want to relocate your team quickly. The redeploy drone beacon is a light object that can be thrown quite far. Beware, enemies can destroy the beacon or drone at all times. I'm super happy to get this. This is something that Warzone 1 players have been wanting since we lost them from Caldera. And having the personal redeploy is fine, but it's not what we've been looking for. Now on all maps for Resurgence, there's a bounty contest. Wow, I thought that'd be all modes. A public event. The bounty contest public event assigns a bounty contract to each team, meaning players should always expect to be on the hunt or hunted. Completing the bounty immediately triggers another one, allowing for a chain of eliminations and serious cash earnings. This event can occur during circles 2 and 5. So I thought it'd be between 2 and 5. It's only 2 and 5 according to this, but they always have typos and stuff, so who actually knows? Champions Quest reward refresh. The new camo called Super Slick. I guess there's no other new rewards, but you can get that new camo. All maps and all modes, the buy station inventory has been adjusted. The RDP now replaces the PRD, and it costs 4,000, but it's not on Vondel for some reason. I don't know why it's on Rebirth and Fortunes, but not Vondel. In Resurgence, Specialist has been added. The buy stations, stock of 1 in each buy station, costs 30,000, obviously not in ranked. For all maps, Resurgence, all maps and Resurgence, there's no other well, I guess there's Champions Quest on the other Resurgence maps. For all the Resurgence maps, Champions Quest timers were changed, reduced by 40 seconds for quads, 30 seconds for trios, 10 seconds for duos, and 10 seconds for solos. Redeploy weapons, handgun attachments have been refreshed and updated a few primary weapons that are supplied later in the matches when you redeploy in Resurgence. Public events, the introduction of bounty contests reduces the chances of the following: occupation scan on Rebirth Island and Vondel, and rogue signal on Fortune's Keep. Okay, well, occupation scan is one of the worst things they have in COD, so Solo contract behavior. Contracts will no longer be canceled if you are eliminated in resurgent solos. That's actually a nice feature. Although I think it should be like on first elimination or something like that. Static HV is the new SMG, which I'm excited for because it comes with a 50 round mag stock. And the STG 44 is our new AR. What's interesting here is available Battle Pass Sector 6 and Battle Pass Sector 7. Actually, is that normal? I don't know. Are those ever actually next to each other? I don't know. I didn't look at the Battle Pass thing because I never do. Hopefully they are, because usually you have to take different paths and it takes longer to unlock one gun. So hopefully you don't have to do that this time and it's fairly quick to get both. New aftermarket parts, the Jack wide mouth barrel for the Morse sniper. We talked about this in my roadmap video. So otherwise pause to read these or go check out that roadmap video. But it sounds like it's going to essentially make it a shotgun, the Moors. Jack Cataclysm for the RPK changes to 50 cal. So obviously more recoil, slower fire rate, high capacity drum mag. We'll see how that goes. Jack Slash is an underbarrel vertical grip with a combat knife for many. It just says many weapons with underbarrel capabilities. And Jack Protein, which is a meaty aftermarket part, is for the Royale, and it turns the Royale into an adaptable weapon with full auto, semi-auto, a telescoping barrel. I mean, I just feel like it's probably not going to be very good, honestly. The big thing that people always look for in patch notes is the weapon adjustments. The MCW had a lower torso modifier buff. The SVA had a max damage range buff, which this thing's going to end up being the meta, and it's just going to end up needing a nerf. They keep buffing it a little bit at a time, and I don't get why. The BAO 27 had a max damage range buff, a horizontal recoil buff, a overall recoil buff, an overall recoil deviation buff. So they made the recoil way easier and they increased the close range. Maybe it's a good sniper support now. I just see the BAO continuing to sit on the sidelines. The MTZ 556, its near damage range was buffed, and the M4 from Modern Warfare 2 had a minimum damage increase. That's your long range. Oh damn, it was down to 17. That's kind of crazy. Near mid damage increase and a max damage range increase. No one's going to use the M4, but hey, it got buffed. The Bass B, which I don't know why that doesn't say MW2 next to it, but the M4 does, and below the Bass B, the TAC V does. But the Bass B had its max damage range increase. Just a reminder, that's the up close, that's close range damage. And the TAC V had leg modifier increase. The AMR9 had a max damage range buff and a near mid damage buff. The FJX Horse had a max damage range, a near mid damage range, a mid damage range, and a sprint to fire nerf. So they nerfed the FJX a good amount. I mean, the max damage range is 8.63 base now. It was 10.16. So this is going to be a real barrel stuffing SMG now. I don't know. Maybe it's still within the meta. You have the Superi had a movement speed nerf, a crouch movement speed nerf, a sprint speed nerf, and an ADS movement speed nerf. That's really what this gun needed to be out of the meta, kind of. I think a lot of people are still going to use it if the new SMG isn't broken. The next one is the WSP9, which had a leg modifier nerf. But you could see this being in the meta if it's only leg modifiers. I mean, you should just be hitting chest and above, but you hit arms and stomach sometimes, but it's just nerfing the leg modifiers. If the new SMG isn't broken, look out for the WSP to also be meta. The mini buck had the minimum damage increased. I don't know why you increase long ranges on SMGs or long range damage. Max damage range increase, near mid damage range increase, lower torso modifier and arm and hand modifiers increase. So buffed in a lot of ways. The PDSW 528, it's minimum damage buffed and near mid damage buffed, so nothing up close, so who cares. The Vel 46, near mid damage buff, minimum damage buffed, and arm and hand modifiers increased. Once again, nothing for up close damage, so who cares. The Vaznev 9K had its mid damage buffed, its minimum damage buffed, and its max damage range buffed, but nothing on the actual maximum damage, so once again, who cares. The Bruin MK9 had its max damage range increase. That's up close. And with the Bruin, unless you're using the aftermarket kit as a sniper support for some reason, that doesn't really matter. The Holger 26 had its lower torso modifier decrease. Not by a lot, but I'm telling you, the SVA is going to end up being in the meta. It already is, and people just don't use it, including me. But Polmiot 762, its max damage range buffed, and its upper and lower arm modifiers buffed. The TAC Eradicator had its minimum damage buffed fairly significantly, and its maximum damage range buffed. Look out for the Eradicator to potentially be in the meta with this minimum damage increase and its easy recoil. The TAC Evolver had its leg modifier increased. Some people have said this is like fringe meta. I don't know, maybe. The Holger, you know, people are gonna abandon the Holger at least until they find out that whether or not there's anything better. The STG might be the meta, but I'm sure its mag is gonna be maxed out at like 50, and it probably won't feel very good at long range after 60 meters. The Reclaimer 18 fixed an issue causing inconsistent damage dealt to enemies in both fire types. Semi-auto increased fire rate. KV Broadside, Jack Jawbreaker conversion kit decreased vertical recoil by 20. The shotgun issue in the mag is the issue with that aftermarket kit. It kills decently fast, but it's just not worth using. Core 45 decreased the fire rate a significant amount to 240 from 375 rounds per minute. The XRK V6 match trigger action was also nerfed, and the XRK V21 heavy match trigger action was also nerfed. The Sledgehammer decreased movement speed by 22%, decreased heavy swing melee range to 3.2 meters down from 5.3. Only trolls are using the Sledgehammer, so not a big deal. If you want to read ranked play stuff, go for it, but without it being on big map, I'm not interested, and I know the general player base is not as interested. And surprisingly, we're almost done. This is a fairly short patch notes, considering all the weapon changes and stuff. Something new for UI UX that I think is really good is the dynamic gas mask overlay. The gas mask overlay will now fade in and out depending on if you're in gas or not. This way, players can equip the mask at any time without having their vision impacted. This might actually make me start wearing gas masks. So this is kind of what we've been asking for. That you can just have the mask on and it fades in and out. This is like exactly what we've been asking for gas masks. Reinforcement flare. Reinforcement flare. We added a reminder in the HUD whenever your squad mate is eliminated. Thank God, because I forget that I have a flare so often. Infel parachute added the parachute camera perspective setting to console graphics menu. This setting allows players to change between first and third person view while parachuting during the infill. Plate carriers, the stow prompt now appears promptly when looking at a plate carrier loot card. I don't think there's any major bug fixes, although find a party feature is kind of big, especially for people that make content and need to be able to find people with mics. Fix several issues causing crashes and errors. Fix an issue causing vehicle icons to be larger than 10 on minimap attack map. Blunder. Fix an issue causing backup hits to remain in player's hands while entering the boat. Fix an issue preventing specialist perk pack from updating currently holding section in the buying menu. Fix an issue causing the player to get booted to main menu on Gunsmith. Fix an issue to player was kicked out of private lobby when looking at player profile. Fix an issue causing text overlap redacted weapons loot card. Nothing about fixing actual servers. Fixing the lag and everything. So that's unfortunate. Maybe they'll just fix that and not tell us. I don't know. But those are the patch notes. Like I said, the patch notes, if you want to check them out, will be linked down below, as well as the multiplayer patch notes, the Intel drop, my video on the Intel drop, all my socials, and my Twitch. Feel free to follow anywhere. If you want to see, like I said, if you want to see anything new live, or you got any suggestions that might pop in the chat, happy to try out whatever, show you whatever. But with all that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like content like this. I keep saying it every season. I'm going to try to get back to doing top loadout videos. Of course, I'm going to cover a video on whether or not the STG and whatever the new SMG is called are good or bad, or if meta or not. I'm going to put those videos out hopefully by the middle of next week at the end at the absolute latest. Just I got a lot of games to play, so, you know. But let me know in the comments down below if you're excited for Superstore to be back, the STG to be back, the new SMG with its 50-round mag. If you like the buffs, the nerfs, the changes, whatever, let me know in the comments down below. But I will see you on Urzikstan, hot dropping at Superstore. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.